Hi, once again from John's Model Works. As you can see, we are making more progress on USS Kelvin and we're getting close to final assembly. We have actually made enough progress on this part of the ship to actually be able to turn them on and light them up. So as you can see, this is the lower half of the saucer. This is the warp engine nacelle, and you can see that the rear clear piece is installed there. The fiber optics are working all underneath the edge of the ship there. You can see the windows lit up. You can see the lights lighting up the NCC number, registration number. You can see that the warp engine cooler along the side there is lit up, and of course you can see there's plenty of light coming out the tail of the ship. You can also see that the Bussard collector in the front is doing pretty good too. So we're having a lot of fun here. Since the last video, a lot has happened. So I got out my favorite tester's dull coat and diffused it with about 3 parts of lacquer thinner to 1 part dull coat, and put it on 3 times, and this hid all the sheen from the decals. So you can see here that here's the decals. So there's the name and the registry number, the largest decals on the ship. I use the ones that have the slightly bit of wornness to them. If you look close, you can see a little bit of wear, like little spots and nicks in these decals. That's deliberate. That comes with the kit. But these decals have settled down perfectly. I used some Solvacet to soak these decals and make them conform perfectly to the curvatures of the ship. Coated them 3 times with the dull coat lacquer, and then I went over the whole thing with my new favorite panel line accent color, Tamiya Dark Gray panel line accent color. And this worked great. This has a really nice pointed brush, you can see there. So you just take the tip of this brush and you stick it in a panel line, and capillary action will pull paint into all these panel lines. And you can see that here we are in the engineering hall. You can see this is looking really sharp. Okay, with the dull coat and the panel line accent colors on there, this looks really sharp. This is very close to being done. It's so close to being done it's not funny. So that was a lot of fun. Another thing I did was, this is the base. Okay, it's supposed to resemble a Starfleet commissioning plaque, and it's shaped that way. So I put lots of coats of Humbrol bronze enamel on it, thinned out quite a bit, lots of light coats to build it up gradually. And then what I'm trying to do is I am trying to give it a tinted look, okay, so that the lower recesses are darker and the upper higher parts are shiny. So the technique that I've used is I took some flat black, highly diluted it with some 70% isopropyl alcohol, and just shot it with the airbrush. Okay, just let it settle down all the corners and crevices and stuff. Let it cool, let it dry thoroughly, and then I came along with my Micromark polishing kit that I showed you before, and I polished the top surface just by going over it like this. Okay, and you can see that those raised surfaces are shiny. They're not quite as distinctive as I'd like them to be, but they're not bad. We'll see what I can do if I can make that a little bit better. But we're doing okay for starters. So anyway, here's USS Kelvin. We're just about ready to do all the rest of the final assembly. I have a little bit more work. There's a few loose fiber optic strands. This is the fiber optic strand that comes from the warp engine nacelle, and it lights up a little bitty light on the very tip of the nacelle down there. So I took this up to a blinking white LED to make that happen. And then there's some similar fiber optic strands coming out of this engineering hull. So here's this fiber optic strand that will light up this tiny little white marker light on the tail of the engineering hull. Another interesting thing that I've got going is this is the clear part that goes on the front of the warp engine nacelle. Now, me being dumb, I lost the piece, the plastic piece that goes here in the center here. So this is just some epoxy clay mixed together very carefully, thoroughly, squished it in there, and then when I get a chance I will use a rotary tool to basically make a lathe with this thing and spin it, and I will curve it over and sand it down with some sharp tools so that it's basically to the shape that it's supposed to be. So this will be interesting too. I've got another thing to show you later on. I'll show you when it's ready. So anyway, we're doing pretty good with USS Kelvin. We're getting close to the end. Probably only 1 or 2 more videos before we're done. Okay, thanks a lot for watching from John's Model Works. Bye.